To begin the reloading process, the best starting point is with new brass. Second choice would be once fired brass. Next must be annealed, as it becomes too hard for multiple step processes. To set the decapping die, pull the handle so the ram is in the upward position. Bring decapping die down until it hits the top of the ram. Once decapping die is sitting on top of the ram, use your lock ring and lock it into place. When using new brass, you want to make sure that all case lengths are uniform. If the case length is not uniform, you may have to trim. Before you decap or resize the brass, you want to make sure there is some lubrication so the brass does not get stuck in the die. You can use the MEC case lube on either a pad or piece of cloth to get a thin layer before going into the decapping die. Once your brass is lubricated, put it into the floating shell holder. Slide the handle down to press the brass up into the die. When using new brass or once fired brass, make sure to chamfer the neck. Once your cases have been prepped, you can use either a hand primer or a priming tool to insert the primer. Once your cases have been reprimed, you are ready for the powder and bullet seating. Once you have a reprimed case, reference your powder manual to ensure you're doing the correct load or the correct amount of grains going into your cartridge. You can use the MEC powder measure to achieve this. Flip the handle up on the MEC powder measure to drop the correct amount of powder into the pan. Take the pan, put it onto the scale, and you can trickle the rest of the powder for the correct amount. Once you have the correct amount of powder, tip the pan into the case mouth and pour the powder into the case. Once your cartridge is full of powder, you're ready to set your bullet seating die and to seat the bullet. Once the die is set, use the locking ring to hold it in place. Once you have set the die and satisfied with the crimping depth, take a bullet, set it on top of the cartridge, pull the handle so the bullet goes into the seating die. Make sure that the overall case length follows SAMI specs.